Hi everyone, I will be talking about BIM mindset and turning professionals into agents of change in Latin America. Latin America is facing challenges and opportunities as the world moves towards modernization and efficiency in construction. As Latin America experiences quicker economic growth and urbanization, BIM adoption becomes even more crucial. But first, let me introduce myself. I am María José de Tezanos, architect, BIM consultant and CEO in MDT Arquitectura. With more than 12 years of experience in project developments, 10 years leading executive project teams, founder also of BIM Online, a digital platform to train professionals in BIM, where more than 7,000 professionals have been trained in BIM. MDT Arquitectura is an architectural office in Montevideo, Uruguay, but we work for several countries in Europe and South America, helping professionals to achieve profitable projects with BIM and implementing BIM in their offices. This is how I worked before working with BIM. As you can see, 2D projects where coordination was very difficult as it was made. We spent a lot of time, a lot of resources. And working with BIM, it looks like this. Not only working with a 3D model, but also working with information. But first, to talk about BIM mindset, it is needed to talk about what BIM means for us, at least. BIM allows different project teams to speak a common digital language. But for this, we need the correct technology, the correct processes, and people trained in these processes. It is not only working with software. Efficiency and productivity, accurate planning leads to reduce the cost and time of the construction. Error reduction and problem solving in the virtual environment before physical construction takes place. Innovation and productivity will bring attracting international investment projects to the region and to Latin America. And this is so important, especially important in a region where sustainable and high-quality infrastructure it is needed, facing in a shorter time, problems of home, education, and health. This chart shows the main barriers of BIM implementation in Latin America. This is a document that I will be talking about later that developed the Development Bank of Latin America and Caribbean. This survey includes a study of the progress of BIM implementation at the national level in different countries of Latin America and Caribbean. And the main barriers, as you can see, are cultural, are education, are BIM mindset. But what we mean when we talk about BIM mindset? The adoption of a BIM mindset in Latin America construction industry is not only a trend, it is necessary to meet current and future challenges. By embracing this mindset, professionals can enjoy a number of significant benefits that redefine the way they approach their projects and interact with stakeholders. Better collaboration to create reliable databases that takes better decisions for our projects, and not only working with BIM tools, as I mentioned. Professionals can take proactive measures to minimize the risks and safeguard of the project viability. Early identification of problems and conflicts reduces the risk associated with unplanned changes and additional costs. BIM tools enable accurate tracking of projects, which helps to maintain the control over milestones and objectives. Data stored in BIM models is consistent and available to all stakeholders at all stages of the project. This simplifies the generation of accurate documentation and reduces the confusion caused by outdated information. And the most common mistakes that I see are lack of enhanced collaboration. The BIM mindset encourages multidisciplinary collaboration as professionals work in a centralized digital environment and decrease the fragmentation. We need to achieve a correct data use of the projects and an holistic analysis of the project. Adopting a BIM mindset not only transforms the way projects are approached, but also redefines expectations for quality, efficiency, and collaboration in Latin America, creating a competitive advantage and ever-evolving marketplace. This chart shows that as project information increases in the different phases of the project, the digital workflows make it easy, and working with conventional methods makes an important and significant information loss. So it's very important to adopt a BIM mindset for an improved collaboration, efficient in project planning, execution, and error reduction. So the main barriers for BIM implementation in Latin America are recognizing and addressing the obstacles that are essential for successful implementation and promotion of the transformation of BIM mindset. Adopting a BIM mindset involves redefining traditional process and workflows, which can be met with resistance from professionals accustomed to conventional methods. Changing the mindset and organizational culture can be a gradual process and may require a strong leadership to overcome resistance and change. An overhaul is needed to include aspects of BIM to foster collaborative, technologically advanced mindset. A concerted effort is needed to establish standards to regulatory frameworks and facilitate the adoption of BIM, and the organizations discussed below are making concerted efforts to do this. We will be talking about this in a minute. As you can see, the current situation in Latin America means that most of the countries decided to create a regulation framework based on ISO standards. More developed countries in BIM implementation, as Chile, Peru, and Argentina, decided to create a specific program to develop skills in professionals, promote a vision of BIM adoption, and create collaborative frameworks. There is a lack of law regulations as a motivation to adopt BIM in the region. Interest for developing first BIM projects in public sectors have been crucial to motivate later experiences. In South America, the construction industry represents between 7 and 10% of the PBI of the country. So how can industry professionals change and be agents of change in BIM adoption mindset? So let me here talk about 4 pillars: leadership roles, education agents of cultural change, collaboration promotion, and advocate for change. The successful adoption of BIM mindset in Latin America construction industry depends to a large extent of the active role played by professionals. These professionals can be agents of change who lead the transformation to a more collaborative, efficient, and technologically advanced way of working. Their commitment to BIM adoption is not only impact their individual practices, but also influence the industry as a whole. A new BIM mindset means a new culture and also a new way of thinking and analyzing the projects. Lead, inspire, guide, set an example for others. Professionals can promote a culture of multidisciplinary collaboration where the boundaries between different disciplines are blurred. Encourage open communication and knowledge sharing to achieve better projects planning and execution. Advocate for change. Advocate for the adoption of BIM mindset to senior management and other stakeholders. Information facilitators teaching from the practice rather than the trend, sharing knowledge and helping others develop new skills needed to work with BIM. Practitioners can challenge traditional mindsets and practice by demonstrating how BIM can improve quality and efficiency. By promoting a more open mindset to technology and innovation, they can accelerate cultural change in the industry. By adopting BIM and showing positive results, professionals become role models for others in the industry. Personal achievement can inspire others to follow their example and embrace on the BIM adoption journey. Explore the importance of a collaborative culture and how this can transform the way projects are developed in the region. The importance of collaborative culture to create transparent communication processes to stop working in fragmented way to find innovative solutions together. A collaborative culture empowers each team member to recognize their unique experience and expertise. This creates a sense of shared ownership and responsibility for the project. It is necessary to discuss the need to invest in training and continuous education for professionals to strengthen the BIM understanding and skills. As technology advances and work methods evolve, this is crucial that professionals stay current and acquire the skills necessary to take full advantage to BIM capabilities. This slide highlights the importance of investing in continuous education, training to professionals, strengthening and understanding the new skills needed to work with BIM. When professionals take a leadership role in BIM, they can generate a ripple effect that inspires others and accelerate the transformation to more collaborative and technology advanced practices. Professionals who lead in BIM adoption can inspire others to follow their lead by demonstrating the benefits and value to be gained. Leaders can create professional networks that foster the sharing of BIM-related knowledge and experience. Professionals actively promoting the use of BIM with their own organizations demonstrating the benefits internally. Leaders who participate in BIM user group conferences like this and events to share their experience and their knowledge. So how can we overcome the resistance to change? With the strategies, overcoming resistance to change is a crucial step in the process of BIM adoption and in a new BIM mindset in Latin America. Since changes in the way of working and thinking can generate uncertainty and fear, it is essential to address the challenges strategically. And this is an example of the expansion of Jorge Chávez Airport in Lima, Peru. This large project has 3 construction phases that are under development. The first phase, completed in 2022, was the execution of the runway of 3,480 meters in meters length. The second was the construction of control tower with 65 meters in height, taking as a reference an average of 21 floors. Due to the size of the project, it was necessary to have a quick and easy way for the large amount of information to be communicated to all involved in the project, including the use of different tools development in different stages. So communicate clearly and openly are the reasons behind the adoption of BIM and the expected benefits of how this will affect professionals. Present concrete examples of how the adoption of BIM mindset has been successfully in other projects and in other regions. Highlight the case studies and positive results to illustrate how BIM can improve efficiency and quality. Provide training and resources to help professionals acquire the skills needed to work with a BIM environment. 4 points that mean success in the BIM mindset. The cross-border collaboration, collaborate with other professionals and improve the processes, showcase success projects, demonstrating that BIM is possible and the results that can be achieved, post-project analysis to evaluate the BIM approach results, an improvement in quality, time and costs, and share documentation. The use of BIM model as a central source of information where all the parts can access to the information they need. And for the BIM mindset is also needed a value of professionals, alliances, and networks. So let me show you these examples like Red BIM Gov in LATAM, a public initiative in Latin America, part of representative states that share experience in BIM adoption, and this have been a very positive effect. Plan BIM Peru, that defines the national strategy of the adoption of BIM in the investment cycles developed by the public sectors and private sectors. But the main goal is to promote the use of BIM in public, building, and infrastructure projects. BIM forums, technical groups of professionals, and organizations leading the private sectors of the BIM transformation. So I strongly recommend this document that can be downloaded in the website of the overview of BIM advanced in Latin America and Caribbean, a document that I mentioned before, so let's see some charts and information that it is shared in this document. Individual actions that have been driven in BIM in 2022 and 2023 mainly were about creating events and conferences to share BIM information. Also share information in websites and social network. Strategic actions that have been driven in BIM in 2022 and 2023 mainly were about creating organizations and alliances networks. As I mentioned, so important to develop this new BIM mindset. So the real power comes when people embrace the idea of digital transformation. It's not only about changing from analog to digital, but it is also changing workflows for a better collaboration and better communication. This is not about technical challenges, it is also about social challenges. Comprehensive and digitalized development of projects. Because to work efficiently with BIM, we do not need only 3D models, plans, and clash detection. We also need collaboration, documents, processes, guidelines, and standards. We need to share a vision of the future in the construction industry, and especially in Latin America, that if the BIM mindset is widely adopted, including innovation and continuous improvement, we will bring better results for the region. Investment attractions to international projects so needed to improve the resources for a better BIM adoption in the region. The adoption of BIM allows the industry to better adapt to challenges and changes, making the industry more resilient to disruptions. So how can we improve our industry? What can we do to improve our industry? What are you doing to improve our industry? Thank you very much. You can find me in my podcast in Spotify in Spanish, and scanning the QR code, you can find the site in English and our social network. Thank you very much.